Hello everyone and welcome. Today we are going to take a look at application access types in Spreadsheet Web. When creating a web application, you can choose from three access types: unrestricted, restricted, and restricted with registration. Unrestricted means that the application will be open to the public, meaning that anyone who have the URL of the web application can access it. Users accessing your application will appear as anonymous users in the system. The restricted option limits application access to those who have accounts under your Spreadsheet Web license. This option is useful for authenticating users in the system before they can access the tools and save their data. You will want to make an application restricted, especially when you want your users to be able to save their data and be able to access their records at a later time. The last option, restricted with registration, is especially useful for data collection applications where you want to track user activity in the system and save yourself the hassle of creating multiple accounts at the same time. Let's see how this works on an example. Here I have an order entry application where customers can enter their order details and find out how much they need to pay for a set of items. We can also capture this data when the user presses the Save button. Let's also assume that we don't know how many users we're going to need to create. We're also going to want to save this data for internal use, and we don't want to open this application to anonymous users. For this, we need to select Restricted with Registration for the application to accept new user registrations into this application. This can be done from the Application Settings page when creating an application, or by pressing the blue Edit Application icon next to the application when you're in the control panel. Selecting this option will create a second field where you can select the user role for those who sign up. By default, this property is set to guest user with no control panel access. Guest user is a special type of user role where access is only granted to the application the user has signed up for. Guest users can use to authenticate the application and save data into it, but they can't access any other parts of the system, including the data they saved. Saved data can only be accessed by other non-guest users in your account. Remember to press the Save button when you're done. Once the application access is set to Restricted with Registration, users who have an account in the system will be able to access it normally. Those who don't have an account, however, will have to click the Sign Up button to create a new account. Let's see how this works on a different browser. Once they fill out their details, users will be granted an account that can access the application. Note that this will create a new guest user under your account, which will count towards the number of named users your Spreadsheet Web license allows. The new user account will also be assigned to the same groups as the web application. This approach streamlines the process of creating new user accounts and allows you to quickly roll out an application where users can go in and enter their data. All user actions and data can be tracked and verified by the system.